You guys, I did it. I finished this bad boy. And oh my gosh, was this a whole experience. Welcome back to my all June long Summerween event, where I read spooky and spooky adjacent books all of June. The last book that I have pulled out of my jar was It. And this almost 1200 page monster took me about 2 weeks to get through. Granted, I have been incredibly busy, but I was reading over 100 pages on most days when I could read, and it took me about 2 weeks. It is massive. It's definitely a commitment, but was it worth it? This review will have zero spoilers, of course. I'm not going to waste time by introducing the story. I feel like if you have been alive, you have heard of Pennywise and It. I feel like in a book, it's definitely different than in a movie. In the movie, it's very clown focused. It's very Pennywise centric, but in the book, it's definitely an It. Yes, it shows up as a clown a lot, but It is an alien who controls the whole entire town. There are so many horrible things that happen in this book that never made it to the movies, because how could you even put that in the movies? When I was doing my review, I had to select almost all the trigger warnings because this book truly just has it all. It is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of stomach. For me personally, the hardest parts to read were the animal moments, and that one scene at the end with Bevy and the boys. I don't think that was necessary. I still don't understand how that made it into a novel and what point it served. So to be honest, just because of that one scene, I had to knock down half a star because it was just so pointless and creepy to include that in there, and to include it in so much detail. My stomach was turning. But for the rest of the book was excellent. It was so atmospheric. I felt like I was one of the losers. You know what everybody's thinking, what everybody's doing, what everybody's motivations are, where they came from. Stephen King is very good about painting a full backstory, all the little side characters, including like a 20-page background to a kid and his home situation and how his brother went missing and all of that, just to say that, oh, and he got eaten by Pennywise, which really makes the impact hit a lot harder because you feel towards this kid, you feel emotionally connected to him, and then he goes. I definitely see why this is one of the most famous pieces of literature ever as far as horror goes, and I'm so glad I own this copy. I feel like I'm gonna go back and reread this in a couple years, and it's gonna hit different once I get a bit older. Overall, right now, I had a great time. It doesn't matter that it was 1200 pages. If it was 1200 pages more, I still would have read it because the writing is so enthralling and engaging. I wish Stephen King would write the preludes to this, which would be the equivalent of the Welcome to Derry series, because I just love this world so much and I feel like I'm a part of Derry at this point. So yeah, overall, I ended up rating this 4.5 stars, and that is just because that scene with Bevy, that just, it does not sit right with me. I'm so sorry. Overall, I highly recommend this. It is as amazing as everybody says it is. If you want to see what type of horror I'm reading next, then give me a follow, and I will see you at the next one.